10 reasons young people are fleeing the UK. Have you noticed something strange about Britain lately? Where have all the young people gone? Well, they're not hiding. They're packing up and leaving. From London to Leeds, British youth are heading overseas in search of something better. And the truth is, young people are leaving Britain at a faster rate than ever before. Why? It's not just one thing, it's everything. Housing, jobs, education, politics, and mental health. One thing is clear, if you're under 35 in the UK, life often feels like a series of locked doors. In this countdown, we're breaking down the top 10 reasons why young people are leaving the UK, and why so many of them have no plans to return. 10. Culture, creativity, and a better lifestyle abroad. Let's start with one of the most hopeful reasons young people are fleeing the UK. They're chasing a richer, more creative life elsewhere. The UK has become an increasingly difficult place for artists, freelancers, and creatives. From cuts in public funding to outrageous rents in cities like London and Edinburgh, the culture scene feels increasingly corporatized. Meanwhile, cities like Lisbon, Berlin, and Barcelona are turning into global hubs for young creatives. Affordable housing, thriving art communities, public support for the arts. It's everything Britain used to offer. TikTok and Instagram show young Brits what's possible elsewhere. A life that balances work with inspiration. Leaving the UK for better life isn't always about escaping misery. It's about pursuing joy. And it's not just about art either. It's about cafes that double as community spaces, walkable cities, cycling infrastructure, and an environment where creative minds are respected and not dismissed. For many, it's about finally feeling inspired again. 9. Politics, more drama than progress. Ask any young Brit how they feel about UK politics, and you'll likely get an eye roll. Years of broken promises, scandals, and short-lived prime ministers have eroded trust in the system. Issues like climate change, tuition reform, and mental health funding are either ignored or used as political footballs. British youth migration trends are partly driven by this political disillusionment. They're not just moving away from politicians. They're moving toward countries where leadership actually reflects the values of the next generation. Places like Ireland and New Zealand have engaged young voters with progressive policies and youth-inclusive governance. Meanwhile, in the UK, many young people feel unheard, unwanted, and uninspired. The political divide also leaves young voters feeling like no party truly speaks for them, making other countries with more stable and visionary leadership look far more attractive. 8. Education that's more expensive than rewarding. Here's a depressing fact. Students in England graduate with some of the highest levels of student debt in the world. Many young people owe over £45,000, and interest continues to grow year after year, even if you're not earning enough to pay it off. Compare that to countries like Germany, Austria, and even France, where higher education is either free or heavily subsidised, even for foreign students. The UK model feels exploitative by comparison. For many, going to university in Britain is no longer the automatic choice. A growing number of students are choosing to study abroad from the start, escaping debt and embracing adventure at the same time. The value for money in the UK just doesn't add up, especially when foreign universities offer world-class degrees and an international lifestyle. 7. The mental health crisis that keeps getting worse. Being young in the UK is stressful and increasingly dangerous for mental health. Anxiety, depression, and burnout are on the rise, yet the NHS simply doesn't have the capacity to handle demand. Some people wait over a year for therapy, others are turned away altogether. Mental health is one of the most overlooked factors behind why British youth are emigrating. In countries like the Netherlands, Sweden, and even Portugal, the mental wellness infrastructure is better funded, more proactive, and more available. Many young people don't leave because they're chasing wealth. They leave because they want peace of mind. They want a life that allows them to breathe, not just survive. And in a world where more people are talking about mental well-being, the UK still lags behind, both in policy and in cultural support. Abroad, therapy isn't taboo. Burnout isn't worn as a badge of honour. That makes a world of difference. 6. No more climbing the ladder, just treading water. Let's be honest, social mobility in the UK is broken. The idea that hard work leads to success feels more like a fairy tale than a reality. Private school kids still dominate top jobs. Internships are often unpaid, and if you're born in the wrong postcode, the odds are stacked against you. In contrast, countries like Canada, Denmark, and New Zealand offer better access to education, transparent job markets, and more support for disadvantaged backgrounds. These places aren't perfect, but they feel fairer. For many, the UK has become a place where talent goes unrecognised, so they take their dreams somewhere they might actually come true. It's no longer just about money, it's about dignity. Young people want to feel like their effort means something. In a system where the game is rigged, emigration feels like the only way to win. 5. Brexit. Shut the door on opportunity. Before Brexit, British citizens enjoyed unrestricted movement across Europe, working in Berlin, studying in Milan, and exploring 27 countries without visa concerns. Now, that freedom is gone. Erasmus? Discontinued, and securing a spontaneous job offer in Paris is significantly more challenging. Brexit intensified the UK's brain drain, particularly among young, internationally minded Britons who suddenly found themselves in a nation retreating inward while the rest of the world embraced greater openness. Many are finding other ways to restore their mobility through Irish ancestry, partner visas, or dual citizenship. And once they get out, few are eager to come back. They've built lives, made connections, and enjoyed a sense of international freedom that the UK can no longer provide. 4. Wages that don't keep up with reality. Even if you've done everything right, got your degree, landed a job, your paycheck might still not cover your bills. The cost of living in the UK has soared, but wages have remained largely flat. Energy bills, groceries, train tickets, they've all gone up. But your salary? Not so much. This mismatch is crushing. Many young Brits are living paycheck to paycheck, unable to save, invest, or even take a proper holiday. It's exhausting. Compare that to countries like Australia or the Netherlands, where salaries tend to be higher and living costs, especially rent, are often more manageable. Why stay in a job that doesn't even keep the lights on? For many, leaving means trading stress for security, and that's a deal worth making. 3. Rent prices that make you laugh or cry. Let's talk about rent, because it's ridiculous. In many UK cities, young people are spending more than half of their income on housing, and we're not talking about luxury flats. We're talking about damped, cramped, poorly insulated rooms with suspicious landlords. This UK housing crisis is one of the top reasons young people are leaving Britain. Renting feels like throwing money into a black hole. Owning a home? That's a pipe dream for most under 35. In contrast, countries like Poland, Portugal, or even parts of Germany offer spacious, clean housing at a fraction of UK prices. Many young Brits are doing the math and jumping ship. Why pay over £1,000 for a shoebox in London when you could get a balcony and a view in Valencia? 2. Work-life balance doesn't exist here. If there's one thing young Brits are tired of, it's hustle culture. Long hours, short breaks, and unpaid overtime. It's not just unfair, it's unsustainable. Burnout is baked into the system, especially in industries like healthcare, retail, and hospitality. Meanwhile, countries around the world are rethinking work. 4-day weeks, mandatory vacation time, and real flexibility are becoming standard in places like Iceland, France, and the Netherlands. Young people want to work, but they also want to live. They want time for friends, hobbies, rest, and mental health. The UK's grind or die approach just isn't cutting it anymore. And when other countries offer a more balanced life, it's no surprise that young Brits are packing their bags. 1. A better life is out there and they know it. Here's the number one reason why young people are leaving the UK. because they've seen what life looks like elsewhere and they want it. It's not just about escaping bad conditions, it's about embracing better ones. A city where you can walk everywhere, a job that respects your time, a home that doesn't bankrupt you, a government that doesn't ignore you. Social media has exposed young Brits to lifestyles across the globe. They're no longer limited by borders. They're looking at the options and making a choice. Leave now, build a better life elsewhere, and don't look back. Why are young people leaving the UK? Because they've seen that a better future is possible out there. From politics to paychecks, housing to health, Britain is struggling to keep up. Until it catches up, this generation won't wait around. They'll go where they feel seen, supported, and valued. And they won't be coming back. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.